Okay, you're welcome everyone to Chess with Devans. My name is Devans for those that are new on this channel. And today I have another interesting puzzle for you. So it is white to mate black in 2 moves. Yeah, white has to mate black in 2 moves. As you see, the black king is locked up in the h8 corner, but then black has a bishop, 2 pawns, and a rook. White has a queen, a rook, a knight, and a pawn. So white has to mate black in 2 moves. You can pause the video and see if you can find the 2 moves that white has to play to mate black. They're supposed to be 2 moves, remember. So pause the video and see if you can find them. Okay, did you find them? Let's try it out. If you found them, please let us know what you found. Whether it's correct or wrong, it doesn't matter. It's just about sharing your review. That's what matters. Trying it out and sharing your review. That's what matters. If it's correct or wrong, we are going to see. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. All right, so let's try it out. So as we see, solving this puzzle by capturing pieces using your queen is not going to work out, because when you capture any piece, for example, you capture the bishop, it's gone. They're going to take it, and you won't mate in the next move. Or even taking the rook, it's gone, so you won't be able to mate in the next move. That is not going to work out for us. Or even if you try to capture this pawn, it's gone. It's gone. Your rook is gone, and then you're even in a check. So it's not working out for us. So capturing pieces is not going to work out for us. So let's try out the knight moves. So if you try to check using your knight at f7, do you get a mate in 2? Is that a mate? No, it's not, because your knight is gone, and then you are not able to get a mate in 2 as your next move. You're not able to get a mate as your next move, so there's no mate in 2. So that's not going to work out for us. What about knight g6? Is that a mate? No, it's not a mate, because your knight can be captured and then we can't get a mate in the next move. So that's not also a valid move for us. So that doesn't work out for us. What about, okay, so if that doesn't work out for us, let's try out more queen moves. What about queen f6? Does that lead us to a mate in 2? Black is left with only one move, and that's moving the bishop. And let's say black moves the bishop to a2. Does that lead us to a mate in 2? Do we get a mate in our next move? Knight g6, is that a mate? No, because the king can still escape, and then you can get a mate, but then that's a mate in 3 moves. Remember, we want a mate in 2, so that doesn't work out for us. What about knight f7? No, still our knight is gone, so that's not a mate in 2. That doesn't work out for us. Then what about queen f5? Do we get a mate as our next move? Still, black can move its bishop, and then are you getting a mate in the next move? Still the same thing happens. You get a mate in 3, so that's not working out for us. We want a mate in 2. So those queen moves are not working out for us. What about we try to play a waiting move for the rook? A waiting move. Let's say rook h4. Does that lead us to a mate in 2? If black plays, let's say rook on this lane, let's say rook d7, we get a mate in 2 by playing knight g6. That's a mate, because black is mated and can't do anything about it. Black can't take our knight because its pawn is pinned by our rook, so that's a mate. But then black can be like, okay, if that's leading us to a mate, what about I don't move my rook, I just move my what? My pawn. Black can move its pawn here. Do you get a mate there? You don't, because if you try mating, your knight is gone. If you try capturing the pawn, it can still block you, and then there's no mate in 2. You can get a mate after that, but then that's a mate in 3. So remember, we are looking for a mate in 2. So what about okay, what about to move a rook to maybe, we move our rook to maybe f6? Do we get a mate? Not really. We don't get a mate for that, because black can move its pawn, and then where is the mate? There's no mate here. There's no mate. It can still block you by its rook, so that's not a mate. So we have tried out all other moves, and we are still failing to get the solution. But then, do you remember how we moved our rook to h4, and then the only way black managed to avoid a mate was by moving its pawn? What about if we prevent black from moving its pawn? Do we get a mate? If black can't move its pawn, and the only move black can do is moving its rook, do we get a mate? So let's try that out. The only way we can try to do that is by leaving our rook there and leaving all our mating pieces there. But then we make it black's turn to move. How are we going to do that? By playing a waiting move by the king. So king g1 makes it black's turn to move. So black has to move, and then remember, its only move left is moving the rook. Yeah, so it's leaving it open for us to mate it. So if it moves the rook, let's say to c7, do we get a mate? Definitely we get the mate we want, because knight to g6 is met, and then black can't do anything about it. So that was the move. Playing a waiting move by the king was what we wanted. King g1 was the move, because now it makes it black's turn to move, and then black only has one move, that is to play the rook. What about if black decides to move along the g file? Because black is like, when I move this side, you're going to mate me. Yes? So what about if I keep my rook on the g file, so that when you play here, I capture your knight? So if black stays on the g file, then we are going to mate by moving our knight to f7. That is a mate, and then black can't do anything about it. So the right move was to play a waiting move by the king. King g1. That was the move. Did you find it? Please let us know in the comment section. I like it when you guys give reviews and like the video. So please share with us whether your solution was right or wrong. It doesn't matter. It's trying it out that matters. Trying it out and giving a review that really matters. It really means a lot to me. So please like the video, subscribe, and until next video, have a good time.